Hi, I'm Kevin with DIY Handy Guy. Today I'm going to show you how to cut a hinge into a wood jamb. I'm using one before to imitate a real jamb. It's not, but it'll do the job just fine for cutting these hinges in. I marked them already. I laid them out, all three of them, for our door, and pre-drilled the holes to attach them to. So this thing doesn't slide all around here when I'm cutting it in. I'm going to clamp it down to the table here. Just a couple little squeezy clamps. Hold it in place so I can chisel. Two different size chisels. A 1/4-inch chisel for cutting my radiuses on my hinges, and a 1-inch chisel for the straight parts. They're sharp. You're real careful when you use these. And a hammer. So first I'm going to, I cut the radiuses first. But a couple little taps with the chisel around the radiuses with the 1/4-inch chisel. Just around parts. You can do all the straight parts with a bigger chisel. Big chisel won't cut a tight radius. You'll go way outside your lines with that. Now I'll switch to the bigger chisel. Cut the top and bottoms. And you want to cut about 1/8 of an inch deep with the chisel, which is about the same depth as the thickness of the hinge. Don't really want to go much deeper, because when you start peeling the jamb material out, it'll take a lot more out than what you need to make your hinge flush. So cut that all the way around on the marks that I had on there from my hinge. Now I'm going to cut that material out to allow the hinge to sit down flush in the jamb. I start somewhere in the middle. The chisel itself, it's flat on one side, it's beveled on the other. When you're trying to take that material out, you want to put the beveled edge down against the jamb on a slight angle, not straight up and down. That's just going to chop straight in. Just on a little bit of an angle, that'll start to plow into the jamb and remove your material. Once that gets in about 1/8 inch or so, you want to start flattening that out. Lower the end of the chisel and keep tapping. It'll start peeling that material out. Might have to pry a little bit when you get down to the radius. You don't want to go too far, or you'll cut that radius out square with your chisel. Cut back the other direction. Pry it out. Get your depth. About 1/8, not quite 1/8 inch, a little less. And if you have chiseled down in far enough initially, it should just peel right out when you get. So check your cutout with your chisel. If your chisel's good and sharp, you can slide it back and forth across to remove any material that's still in there. You won't even need a hammer for it. You're just kind of cleaning it, making it nice and flush and flat. And once you get all that debris out of there, lay your hinge in. See if it's fitting nice and flush, which it is. I pre-drilled the holes in the previous video for the screws, which we have here. I will run these 3 screws back in our hinge, tighten those up. Take my clamps off here. Just to show you. Thin, it's nice and flush, it's not sticking up, it's not way down in. You could do this with all three of the hinges that are laid out on here to get ready to hang the door. And in the next video I'll show you how to attach the door to the jamb, put the halves back together with the hinge pins. Thank you.